was trying.
I will call to order the regular meeting of the Hampton Township Council for Wednesday, September 24th. We'll start with the pledge. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Blackburn?
Present.
Ms. Fritsch?
Present.
Mr. Midgley?
Present.
Mr. Scholey?
Present.
Dr. Johnson?
Present.
Mr. Speakman?
Present.
All right, first item on the agenda, can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the regular meeting held Wednesday, August 26, 2025, and the agenda meeting held Wednesday, September 10th, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor.
Ms. Fritsch?
Favor.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Mr. Scholey?
Favor, abstain from the September meeting. I was not here.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor. All right, next item on the agenda is citizens' agenda matters. If anyone has anything that they would like to address to council, please step to the microphone and state your name and address. All right, we did have the presentation of the tug-of-war trophy from Todd Financial Associates scheduled for this evening from the first responder picnic, but he has asked us to reschedule for another time. So we will move on to administration. First item, please.
First item is the 2026 budgetary goals and objectives. In September of each year, council approves a series of goals to guide the development of the budget for the next year. These goals were discussed at the agenda meeting, and after input from Ms. Blackburn, we added evaluate connectivity and access management along township roads. These 13 goals are recommended for council approval this evening, unless you have any questions.
Anyone have any questions?
Sorry.
All right, can I have a motion to approve the 2026 budgetary goals and objectives?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Fritsch?
Favor.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Mr. Scholey?
Favor.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor. Next item, please.
The next item is the 2026 minimum municipal obligations. The township is required on an annual basis to calculate the minimum contribution it must make to its pension plans for the upcoming year. For 2026, across all three MMOs, our contribution went up $233,504. For 2025, the township has received its state aid for pension in the amount of $559,916, which does offset the township's contributions to these plans. We are recommending approval of all three.
Does anyone have any questions? All right, then can I get a motion to approve the 2026 minimum municipal obligations to the police pension plan and the municipal employees defined benefit and defined contribution plans per the manager's memo dated August 28th?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Mr. Scholey?
Favor.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor.
Ms. Fritsch?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor. Next item.
Next item is a depreciation lands museum agreement. The agreement included in your agenda establishes our financial and working relationship with the Depreciation Lands Museum. It is an update of our existing agreement from 2010 and brings the legal framework into line with our current practices. It was recently approved by the Museum Association and is recommended for approval this evening.
Anyone have any questions? All right, then can I get a motion to approve the agreement with the Depreciation Lands Museum defining the financial and operational relationship per the manager's recommendation in the memo dated September 4th?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Scholey?
Favor.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor.
Ms. Fritsch?
Favor.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor. All right, next item on the agenda is the North Hills Council of Governments report. However, the executive board did not meet this month, so normally I would defer to the manager. I'm assuming you do not know any.
Nothing new to
All
report.
right. Water Authority monthly report. Anything to add or any questions? Engineers monthly report.
Nothing to add unless there's questions.
Legal counsel monthly report.
Thank you, Madam President. I have nothing to add to my written report.
Controllers monthly report.
Do you want the short version or the long version?
Does the short version contain all the necessary things of the long version?
It contains the most relevant.
Oh, well, let's go for the long version.
Okay, as part of the 2026.
If he's still talking in
Development
15
process.
minutes, I'll revise that.
Estimates for the 2025 year end are made. On the revenue side, the current estimate is to be $292,000 above budget. Highlights of that are real estate taxes are basically at budget. EIT is estimated at $98,000 above budget. The cable TV franchise is $20,000 below. That represents the loss of consolidated cable TV service. State pension aid was $45,000 above budget. So that was whatever number you wrote was above. The pool operations was $15,000 above budget. Season passes were down $8,000, but daily admissions were up $20,000. The sale of municipal property is $70,000 over budget. It's been a good year on that regard. That does include $40,000 that we received for a truck and plow that was sold to the township school district. Summer play camp was $25,000 over budget. On the operating expense side, expenses are approximately $46,000 above budget. Okay. Storm damages are currently at $100,000, and that's included in the being $46,000 over. And that is after the insurance reimbursement of about $68,000. The current plan is to absorb that in the operating budget since we are currently projecting a surplus and not to take money from the capital reserve. Capital outlay for administration is $20,000 over budget, and that's related to the vehicle that we had to replace for the manager that was a total loss. Currently, real estate tax refunds are estimated at $10,000 below budget. This could change as there's another round that's issued in the fall, but if it stays similar to what the spring was, it should be okay. Forewarning, it will probably change next year because the CLR was reduced again, so there will probably be additional appeals. Although I will opine that the change in the CLR from 53 to 50 isn't as much of a driver as changing it from 85 to 53 was. So people may not be quite as incented to incur the cost of the appeal. Retiree medical insurance is estimated to exceed budget by $21,000, and that reflects the increased cost for retirement of 2 police officers and 1 DCS employee. If you don't quite know, we cover the cost of medical insurance for the employee only until they become eligible for Medicare. So if they retire after 25 years and they got another 25 years until they get Medicare, they get 25 years of health care. That's an extreme statement. I don't think, yeah, anyhow.
It could be 15 years easy.
Yeah, but 15 is quite common. Although there are several account variations within IT in total, IT is estimated to be $7,600 below budget. Police department is currently estimated at $26,000 above budget. And this will definitely change as variances in the salaries and benefits becomes final. As you know, there is a current contract negotiation, and the projection in next year's budget is we're just keeping that flat right at the moment. driver in the salary benefit too for the police is we had an officer that was on disability for several months, and that's going to lower the salary. So it's not until we kind of get to the end of the year and get the final salary numbers that we have a better handle on that. DES is estimated at $165,000 below budget. Thank you, Jim. A significant amount of this is related to below normal generation of sludge as the new plant came online. Additionally, electric utilities have been lower. However, we know that those are going to change in the near future as the new office and the lab and the garages start using energy, which they currently are not. And pole operations should be near budget. Utilities are well over budget due to the water leak, but the repair and maintenance during the season was below budget, so that is fairly even. The monies that we will be spending to repair the pole leaks, the expansion joints, right now looks like to be maybe 15,000 to 20,000 in total, and we have room in the capital outlay in the pool operations budget to be able to handle those costs. The community center in total is estimated at $3,000 below budget, even though the R&M repair and maintenance is estimated at 24 over, and that 24 over is just about all in HVAC repairs. And that's all I have.
I have a question. You mentioned the insurance proceeds from the storm. Are we still waiting for work to be done or to collect, are we waiting for insurance proceeds, or are we waiting for, I know there's some work that needs to be done, I thought by October.
With the fence
Yeah.
in the field.
Is
Yes.
there anything beyond that?
No, on the public works side, no.
Okay.
Like, we have all of the work done from that. It was mostly trees and everything on the public works side. But it's my understanding, like the ball field fence, that still has to be done, and I believe it's scheduled.
Okay.
But yes, that's all I'm aware of.
The numbers will change, but that, currently it's a positive outlook for the end of the year.
Okay, thank you. Information Technology Monthly Report. Anything to add?
Nothing to add.
Okay. Library report, I only want to mention that their annual appeal is going on right now, and it is Love Your Library Month, so any donations to the library are matched by the Buncher Foundation up to a certain amount. So if you've thought about donating to the library, now's the perfect time to do so. Anything else for administration?
Nothing, thank you.
All right. Public safety.
I have nothing to add.
EMS report then.
I might have a couple of things.
But not as much as me.
No, sir, that's correct. That'll be my litmus test. So, hope everything's good tonight. You should have my data report. We did 137 calls in August in Hampton. That's a decrease of 34 versus the previous month. Same month previous year. Year to date, 1,149 calls, an increase of 43. Year to date total calls for the service, 4,644, an increase of 195. Nothing really on the second page, is kind of a breakdown by call, by community and hour of the day. The third page I'd like to draw your attention to, and that is our response times for measuring times out the door. As you know, we started tracking this several months ago. So have seen a great improvement in this and in the way we track it and response to the crews and so forth. So we had a total of just over 500 calls, and of that we had 8 outliers. 4 that were over the 2 to 3 minute threshold, depending on the time of day for an E1, 4 for E2, which is the next priority down, and 1 for E3. There were zero E0s that were out of time compliance, and that's the highest priority call. One of the E1s that was out of compliance was for a call out of Hampton here, actually, that took time for our crews to don their ballistic vests before they responded to the call. So that was certainly allowable exceedance, but 1.8% is the time we exceeded the time out the door. We responded for those calls. from Hampton Station 134 times, the Shader Station 269 times, the Hampton Post, which is Duncan and Route 8, 39 times. Any questions about any of the data? Okay, a couple other things quickly. A little bit of bad news that if you've not heard, Celebration Villa, which is a personal care home, is closing on the 15th of October. And that's a place we respond to, you know, a couple times a month. It's not an overwhelming number or whatever, but particularly important to me is my mother-in-law lives there currently, so look for a new place for her. And I'm not sure what's going to happen there with the building, but that's a resource loss for the community, unfortunately.
Do you know how many residents there are at that facility?
About 30 is the maximum. It's somewhere right around 30, but it's definitely below that already and going down pretty quickly. As you know, people have to find a place. So,
Where is that, Eric?
Celebration Villa. It's down
Walters.
off Ferguson, behind the. I was going to say elementary school's name's skipping me right now.
Wyland Elementary.
Wyland Elementary. Thank you.
Got
Yep.
it.
So, really nice setting back in the middle of the neighborhood, and it's been there for quite a while, so see what happens to that property. A couple other things. So, I did enclose your packet a copy of the survey we're doing. President Johnson has some questions about it. I appreciate you taking the time to read it and give me feedback. The questions don't seem to go in order because there's skip logic in them, depending on how somebody answers. Primarily, the answers is, did we transport you to the hospital? You get one set of questions. If we didn't transport you to the hospital, it's another set of questions. So we implemented this a few weeks ago, not quite a month. It's going out to people's cell phone numbers. We've had pretty good compliance. We're working through some logistics. We just found out that our crews were getting, they kept telling us they were getting cell phone numbers, but the numbers in the chart were not cell phone numbers. Well, when we get our download data from the hospitals into our patient care reports, it's overwriting the numbers we put in. So those kind of things. But we're working through it, and we're going to follow up some of these when we have, and they've been overwhelmingly positive. There was some concern from our staff about doing this and why you're doing this, and I said, I think we're doing a great job. We're going to be able to prove it. And that's exactly what we're seeing. But it gives people an avenue for feedback, and gives us a good read on how we're doing. So we'll continue doing that.
What's your response rate been?
I don't know that yet. I'll tell you right now, we're at about 40 responses. But we had a lot of people we're not getting to because the numbers aren't correct. We're working to see if we can do an email component instead of a phone, you know. So we're having some growing and kind of figuring things out, to be pretty honest with you.
Okay.
So, and we'll share those results with you too. Certainly nothing to hide there. Facebook data, if you haven't seen, if you're not a social media person, in the beginning of September, we put up our August data, a series of slides. One of our paramedics, Mo Pitzer, who is also has her bachelor's in graphic design that she doesn't use anymore, but did for us. And it's a series of information we want to share with the community about the number of calls we do, where we do them, what communities, from what station, what our staffing looks like in our different stations, what hospitals take patients to, those kind of things. So we've gotten some feedback about it. We'll continue doing this, but we're also going to add probably a fact about the service every month and some other background information as we hear, kind of what people would like to hear. And it goes on our Facebook, Instagram, and our LinkedIn pages. So just trying to get more information out there. And then next month, I'm sorry to say, also first of all, I sent a written apology, but I want to say I'm sorry for missing last month. But I also won't be here next month. I'm going to be out in Eastern PA speaking at the EMS conference out there. So I'm going to miss, but I will get the written report in. And that's all I have. If there's any questions.
Graphics on Facebook look really good.
I'm sorry?
The graphics on Facebook look really good.
Thank you. Thank you. I was really happy with the way they turned out.
Yeah.
As always, with patient care and with this, she does a great job.
Yeah.
So, awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Community services, please.
Thank you. There's just one item that I have today. I would request authorization to purchase vestibule furniture for the community center through the capital improvements fund budget. $35,000 was budgeted for this project. I will only be requesting to use just above $28,000. So it's exactly $28,031.30. This project will be to kind of complete what was done in the gathering area last year.
Anyone have any questions? All right, then can I get a motion to approve the purchase of the community center vestibule furniture through the capital improvements fund budget in the amount of $28,031.30 from KI per the quote provided in the packet?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Blackburn,
Favor.
Ms. Fritsch,
Favor.
Mr. Midgley,
Favor.
Mr. Schuley,
Favor.
Dr. Johnson.
Favor. All right, monthly reports? Anything to
Nothing.
add?
Oh, I'm sorry, nothing to add unless there's questions.
I have nothing to add unless you have any questions.
All right, anything else for community services? All right, environmental services then, please.
Thank you, Madam President. I have nothing else to add to my monthly report unless there are questions.
All right, sewer plant construction report.
Thank you. I'm going to do the short version, unlike Jim's long version. Just one quick apology. I had trouble transferring that report onto SharePoint this morning, so I ran copies for you and sent it by email. Very quickly, things are going pretty well. We're still hanging in there. I will caution you, and Jim will tell you this as time goes along as well, is shakeout at the plant's going to take a good 2 years. So be prepared for that. I mean, the project will probably end at the end of the calendar year, maybe the first part of the spring of next year. But shakeout will probably take 24 months after that. What I mean by shakeout, little rinky-dink things, cracks in floors, little things with regard to painting, the kind of little things that are not going to affect the operations of the facility, but technically do not meet the standards of the specifications. Jim and I walked through a lot of them today, and unconsciously, I was counting them. I quit counting them, about 50. So, I mean, there's going to be little things, but it's nothing that's big of a deal. We are trying to work through some logistical things with regard to both Calista and Mealy with regard to the schedule. The weather is not going to help us for these couple of days, but we do believe that we will be able to at least have the main construction of the facility completed by December. I don't believe that the paving will be completed. I know that it is the intention of Mealy to try and get it done, but I don't think it's going to be done in time for you. So, besides that, the numbers are about what we thought they would be. I did run into a minor problem today. I'd like to thank Robin Finance for taking care of it. If you take a look at the calculations on the calculation page, which is actually the last page where I got my signature, we're starting to draw down on the estimated change orders, and getting a fixed cost value on that's a little difficult because finance keeps records based on the vendor, but I have to figure out which part of it has been assigned to the change order, and I believe we got a report on that just recently, and how much is actually floating in the contract. I still feel pretty confident. We're gonna fall somewhere when this is all said and done. It goes up and down every month, and it's gonna continue to go up and down every month depending on how we pay bills. We're gonna fall somewhere in the $500,000 to $1 million range when we're done. We're gonna be okay, unless something would come out that would work on us. And I don't think that's gonna be the case. We seem to be, the team that put this together really did good. Jim's people and Kelly did a good job figuring this out. So, I'm done. That's a short version. I know Jerry has a lot of questions. I can tell by looking at his face. Questions will he ask? No, he's okay.
All right, well, I do have a question. Last month, it was reported that Mealy was objecting to the extension of the contract. Has
Calista
that
was.
been, or sorry, Calista was.
Yeah.
Has that been resolved?
It hasn't been resolved.
Okay.
Our position is to ignore their objection. And I'll explain why very quickly. There is a default portion of that contract as well, okay? Mm-hmm. And Calista doesn't seem to wish to bring that into the conversation. Calista is not done with their contract. Not through any fault of their own, but they can't complete their contract until Mealy actually builds the structures for them to run the electric into. Mm-hmm. Technically, if Calista wants to argue that they're not going to accept the contract extension, technically the township could argue that when you're in default of your contracts, we're going to hit you with liquidated damages. So we kind of got together and said maybe the best thing to do is just to ignore it. We think Calista is just posturing. Will they ask for some things? They might. We told them we would sit down at the end of the contract when it was all completed and take a look at it and see if there were some logistical things or fair things that we could deal with. Calista is in a sense, twiddling their thumbs because they have to wait for Mealy to do everything. But we got a letter from Mealy just recently too, whining about the schedule, even though they were the reason why they wrote the letter. So we're at a point right now where we're just shaking some things off. If we think that it needs to be pursued, we'll bring Michelle and GTN into it.
They're still working, so.
Everybody's working, everybody's doing it. It's a classic example of posturing. You know, we're gonna position ourselves here just to make sure that we get to the end of the contract. If something blows up on our face, we told the township it could happen, even though we, Mealy, created the reason why it blew up on our face. And Clista's about the same way. I have to say, and I'll stick with it, I've never seen a project, I'm gonna jinx myself, I've never seen a project work this good for this big of a project. This is a $55 million project. These guys actually talk to each other. They say hello. They're nice to each other. I mean, it's very unusual this late in the contract that the two sides are very polite. Our construction meeting yesterday lasted, what, 45 minutes?
Yeah, very professional.
Really professional, we fly through things, and the reality of the situation is that, hey, until we can move the laboratory into the new office building, which you're gonna see, in your tour on Saturday, Mealy's stuck. But why can't we move into the laboratory in the office building? Because Mealy hasn't completed it. There's a problem with the flooring they have to take care of. There's a problem with moving other things into the building. So they are creating their own problem. What we don't think we want to do is kind of rub their nose in. We're just kind of sitting back and saying, okay, well, you know. But that's why I know they're not going to get paid. I'd say, Jim and I talked today at length when I was walking through the plan again with them. I don't know, Jim, what do you think? About 95% by Christmas, maybe? Yeah, there's going to be.
Yeah, more than that neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, operations-wise, you have nothing to worry about. The facility is operating about perfectly. I mean, it's
Very
working
good.
really, really well. It's just the little rinky-dink things, like the flood wall. It's gonna take him 4 or 5 weeks to build that wall. You'll understand when you look at it on Saturday. All this stuff has to be moved and graded to put in the flood wall. But they can't put in the flood wall until they fill in a hole about as big as this room. It used to be the old control building. Well, guys, you're the people who are complaining about the delays. You're the people doing the work. Why is there a problem? That's why I believe they made a request of you to start working on Saturdays. You will see them on Saturday. They will be there. So, and then back to your original question, Calista, they're just stuck having to watch. So.
Okay, thank you.
So wait, I have a question. So I'm not clear, like if the neighbors are asking, when is the construction gonna be done? What is the answer?
I would
Not
say-
the little rinky-dinky stuff
No,
that,
no.
you know, you're
I
gonna
would-
touch
The
up.
noise
Like
production.
the real, like the beeping of the trucks and like their houses shake when like they're demolishing, like when is all that gonna be done?
Demolition should be done by the end of this calendar year. The majority of the project is construction. Should be completed by the spring. The grass will be growing and things as such. The punch list stuff will start probably late next year, and then you'll do shakeout probably all through the 27 calendar year, the 28 calendar. Jim's guys are doing a lot of shakeout now, but it's like Pandora's box. When you build your own house, you know, you do one wall, and then you realize you created a problem with another wall, or there's a crack in the foundation you didn't see. But from the standpoint of the neighbors, Bethany, I would say realistically, and the main part of the construction will be done by the end of the calendar year. There'll be a lot of interior stuff that has to be done in the garage. When you see how big the garage is, it's gonna take a while. to finish that garage.
So demolition done by end of 2025 and the construction should be done by the spring.
I would think you'll be pretty much out of the construction by spring. I think so. And the beeping part should end with the demolition, I would think. I wouldn't think there'd be much.
Yeah.
Is that happening on the Saturdays too? So are they gonna hear that on Saturdays now too?
possibility.
Not before 7 a.m. Not before 7 a.m.
It's a possibility. I mean, obviously, Mealy's been pretty good when we asked him to work around things, but I don't want to give you a false impression of a resident up in Churchill's not gonna hear, they're gonna hear. So,
Okay, thank you.
anything else?
How's the leak?
On the roof, 99.99% of the roof has been taken care of. Jim, through his excellent observation this afternoon with me, found another one, which was a minor one, but yet we're still gonna have to figure out what to do with it. And it's in the, I believe it's in the main conference room in the new office building in the corner in the back, right?
Yeah, the maintenance shop on the garage side,
That's
so.
the main shop.
We also had a lot of rain in the last couple of days. I think some of that is probably from some horizontal rain coming through. There's an opening above there too that could be causing some of, they'll have to investigate it.
The major problem has been corrected. That has been all good. We were a little surprised, to be honest with you, we were a little surprised today to see it, but again, you're gonna shake out stuff for months and months. Just not. So,
All right, anyone else have any questions?
Where will we be parking Saturday morning?
So unfortunately, I will not be there on Saturday. My recommendation, Rob Horvat is going to be leading the tour. I think the majority of the efforts will be around the office building and the garage. My recommendation would be to park near the fence line at Duncan Avenue. It's probably the cleanest. I'd park immediately outside of the gate and walk in.
Okay.
There's we've had a lot of rain this week, so please dress accordingly. Yes, it's probably still going to be muddy on Saturday morning.
I saw the lineup of cars this morning when I went by out. Yeah, okay.
But there's a good bit there to see. I would recommend also walking down further to see the restoration work that's happening between the retaining wall and Pine Creek. I'm not sure, Chris, if you were planning on showing the photos, but if you look at the photo on the screen, you'll notice the 4 SBR tanks, the rectangular tanks. To the right-hand side, you can see some of the work that's already been done. It's actually in color. They've already hydro-seeded those areas, and after the rain that we've had a couple inches of rain in the past couple days. The lower lying areas are holding about an inch or two of water. You can actually see that bluish color in those areas. So it will be quite remarkable when that's finished between the retaining wall and Pine Creek, and that will run the entire length of the plant.
It is a double-edged sword for you. It will look absolutely fantastic. It will become a fisherman's paradise and a liability issue for you. So you're gonna have to figure out how you're gonna do it. And frankly, if I were you, I'd invite them in, because they're gonna walk down the stream and come in anyway. I don't care where you put the fence. But I think you're gonna have to recognize the fact too that, we were kidding today, they're gonna put the tent there, they're gonna put the keg of beer over here. I mean, it's beautiful, and it's gonna look absolutely gorgeous when it's done. All that brown is gonna be grass. And everything in the middle is retention ponds. So what you really have is like a grass parklet between the flood wall and the stream itself. And it's about the width of this room, it's pretty big. And it goes the whole length of the plant. So,
The intention for that is for floodwaters to have a place to go during excessive rains.
but it really will look nice.
I do have one more question. And I hope I have the terminology correct here. The digesters, are they completed? Like, what's their status? And I asked because I did have an acquaintance note that there's still an odor, and I thought it was because the digesters were being worked on, but I didn't know if I was giving out incorrect information or what the right response should be.
So the 2 digesters are the circular tanks that they're on the screen in the center.
Yeah.
They are in operation. They've been in operation for probably about 8 months now.
Yeah.
We're unaware of any odors that are coming from those.
Then maybe, is it there was an odor. There was definitely, I mean, they're very close to the sewage treatment facility, so I think there's probably some of that. But I'm just wondering if there's an odor coming from it where that originated from.
There's nothing direct that I'm aware of other than we have a grit box in the Headworks building. We were unable to maneuver due to the construction, and the current box also, we're kind of trapped right now until they can kind of rebuild a road for us to get it out. That is internal. We did that on purpose to try to maintain any odor that can be generated. I do know that they're also, for what it's worth, the bridge that crosses the train tracks on Marlboro Boulevard, deer love to jump off the bridge. there, and I know currently there's several dead deer along the track. They were unable to be removed. My staff helped out by liming those recently. There's several, and there's not much left of them, unfortunately, but that is something that occurs a lot every year.
Oh, okay, thank you.
No problem.
What are we?
Sorry for the details.
It's okay.
Suicidal deer? Like, what is happening?
They run down Mount Royal Boulevard, they jump over the bridge, and they don't understand that it's like a 30-foot fall to the tracks.
They're crossing the
They're
bridge.
trying to get out of
and
the way of the traffic.
They don't know any different from the car, and they're hopping over that concrete wall to their demise. Happens many times every year.
Hunting on Sunday.
You haven't heard of them jump off the Wildwood Bridge
Happens all the time.
a few years ago.
Why hunt on Sunday? Just put deer bait boxes in there.
Throw some corn.
Come on.
All right, anyone else have any questions?
Let's not include that.
I feel like we've digressed.
Yeah.
I think so.
It definitely took a turn.
Very dark turn,
actually. The suicidal deer.
All right, zoning and
Oh, I
planning,
want that deer.
please.
Oh, God.
Okay. Thank you, Madam President. As discussed at the last meeting, I am recommending the approval of the release of $416,447.79. This is the final remaining balance in the improvement security for the Eaton Park development. That has all been completed and all requirements have been met.
All right, anyone have any questions about this one? All right, then can I get a motion to release all funds from the improvement security for the Eaton Park revised site plan 20-01 in the amount of $416,447.79 per the land use administrator's memo dated September 18th.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Fritsch?
Favor.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Mr. Shuley?
Favor.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor.
Okay, next item is the Alston Park Water Pollution Control Plant lot consolidation. This was, as we talked about at the last meeting, just the result of a couple comments from the county. So they had asked for a change on the plan, which we made. So we are now out of our 90-day review timeframe or recording timeframe after approval. So I would ask that you reapprove this so that we can get this recorded with the county.
Anyone have any questions? All right, can I get a motion to reapprove the Allison Park Water Pollution Control Facility lot consolidation application 25-01 for the memo dated September 18th?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Mr. Shuley?
Favor.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor.
Ms. Fritsch?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor.
And then for the referrals, we just have one new application this month that we received. This is for a pretty minor subdivision lot consolidation on Middle Road. So this would just create one new building lot. So I would ask that you approve that referral.
Any questions? All right, then can I get a motion to refer the Rylands subdivision and lot consolidation application 25-07 to the appropriate boards and commissions?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Shuley?
Favor.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor.
Ms. Fritsch?
Favor.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor.
Okay, nothing to add to my report unless anyone has any questions.
All right. Old business.
The upcoming community events, the farmers market, still every Wednesday, 3 to 7 p.m. The last farmers market is
2 more weeks.
October 8th. Parktoberfest this year from Community Services is the final Pints in the Park on October 10th. The museum, the Depreciation Lands Museum, has their lantern tours Saturday, October 28th.
I think that's a typo. The 28th is a Tuesday.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
because
is
our
it a
Halloween
Saturday?
parade
It is a
25th.
Saturday. They're having it on the 18th and the 25th.
Okay.
They're doing it 2 times this year.
And then the Halloween parade is Saturday, October 25th. Is the museum having the Hydra this year?
Yeah, it's October 4th.
We tried looking for it, we couldn't find it. So the Depreciation Lands Museum, they have an annual Hydra. It's a great event,
It is,
and
yeah.
it's Saturday, October 4th, and it's usually the first Saturday in October.
Yeah, they had a change of who does their social media and advertising, and they
Okay.
haven't really worked out
Oh, Kings.
The Kinks, yes.
Can you remind us what that is?
It's, they just have like a lot of vendors that come and, sell things from back then.
Okay.
Yes.
And, they have extra staff to give extra tours.
So a very retro craft show.
It's very retro. They try to, the blacksmith is in his shop and the
Oh,
baker
cool.
is in his shop. They don't always have those going on a regular Sunday. They usually just have the cabin and the schoolhouse, but they pull out all the stops.
It's a well-attended event.
Yeah, it is.
every year.
Mhm. Hopefully, if they get the advertising out.
Yes.
But yeah, it's October 4th.
Right. New business.
I have no new business.
Anyone else have any new business they'd like to add? All right, then I will adjourn this evening's meeting. Thank you, everyone, for coming tonight.